Welcome back to the Don't Fret podcast, where I don't want you to fret about what I say, but I do want you to think about it. I know y'all see this ghetto plastic cup. I know you see this ghetto plastic cup. This is our kinda, sorta, not really New Year's episode. This is our last episode of 2024, and so I was like, we got to sip and drink and really just talk. I know I'm the bestie in your head, so we got to just have bestie talk and just sit and get our wine. I'm drinking a Chardonnay. I found the cheapest little bottle I could find in the spot because I wasn't gonna spend too much on y'all. I love you though. And so it's in my plastic cup. I have a wine glass. It looks nasty, and I was like, I can't have y'all thinking I'm dusty. And you know I'm at home, clearly. Can you imagine if I lived like, wouldn't it be nice? Let's manifest. Let's manifest that, you know what, come 2025, I will click my phone and go on live with y'all, and I have a home that looks like this. And y'all say, well, Justin, where you at? I'm in my house. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm not at the studio today. I'm in my home. Because this is definitely my vibe. That's why I like filming here. This is definitely my vibe. But yes, get your drinks, get your stuff. If you are legal age to do it, don't act like I endorse that type of stuff. If you are in legal age to do it, please get your drink, and let's cheers to the welcoming of the new year and to goodbye of this one. 2024 has just really been... Wait, hold on. Let me sit first. Okay. All right. Let me put that away. Because y'all know I be moving my hands a lot. Next thing you know, I throw the cup in the air. I throw the cup in the air, and we have to pause the whole episode. 2024 has been such a year, and I feel like we say that about every single year, but I think this is one of these years that was really transformative for all of us, in the good and the bad. There was so many lessons learned. There was so much drama. There was so many opportunities, especially brought my way. You know, what has happened for me in this year in comparison to my life last year is extraordinary. It's simply extraordinary. You know, when you all met me, a lot of you met me at the beginning of this year. You know, the first time that I really went viral. And it's funny because in the time of me prepping for this episode, I was just doing a little look-see back of what's happened to me in the year. And I realized that I actually made a mistake. When we had our talk on the Thanksgiving episode, I told y'all that was the anniversary of me doing TikTok. I had got a notification on TikTok the other day, and it showed me that it was December 15th. December 15th, 2023 was the first video that went viral, and that started our journey together. So now this really marks our 1 year anniversary. And so when y'all met me, I didn't really have that many followers. I think when the year started, maybe I was at 10 something, maybe I was at 20 something. I'm definitely going to insert screenshots here because I screenshot every milestone of a number. And so I have all the screenshots from where we started to where we are now. And so you'll definitely see that if you are watching on YouTube. Y'all, I keep telling you, if you are not watching on YouTube, you're missing. Do you see this look? Do you see this look? I am in here on a gloomy day, sitting here with freshly twisted hair. If you have not watched the vlog about that, then you don't understand the situation. I don't really like this twist stuff. So I brought me a cute little Scully hat, and that's what we're going to do. But I said, you know what? I have to make sure I clash the casual with something else. And I gave you a little Dolce & Gabbana vest. Y'all just got to get on the camera. Y'all have to watch the YouTube and just let this soak in. But we had such a, like, when y'all met me, I didn't have that many followers, especially not in comparison to where I am now. And now we have amassed a community of over 500,000 of you on TikTok. Unbelievable. When I started this year on Instagram, I had maybe 900 followers. We are at 130 something. Unbelievable. When we started in this year, there was no podcast. There was no conversation of one. Unbelievable. And while I'm on that topic, I want to give kudos to everyone who has led across this way. You know, we're sitting here and this set is happening and things are working out for me and things look the way that I wanted to do and the camera quality is just how I like it. And I'm sitting in this chair right and everything's structured right thanks to the engineer in this space. I thank the beloved Alex, who is the producer of this show. And when you watch the video and you see Studio 17, Studio 17 is her company. And when I tell you that Alex has invested so much time, so much energy and money. Let's get real. Let's get real. This is not free. And I said to y'all this was definitely also on the Thanksgiving episode, give folks their flowers, not just when they can smell them, but when they can smell them at the highest magnitude. Sometimes when you are going through stuff, you just don't smell the same. Your nose is stuffy. I told you this already. Sometimes when you are going through stuff, you can't see the same. Your eyes are watery from the tears. Sometimes when you are going through stuff, you can't hear the same. Your thoughts, everything is clogged up right now. It's just things are not right for you. Give folks their flowers when they can sniff them at the highest magnitude. And I give baby girl her flowers now because we are sitting here today in large part because of her contribution. She randomly emailed me. I want to say y'all don't realize the turnaround time of what happened with this podcast. I hope you don't think that we was working on this for 6 months. No, let me give you some insider scoop. She emailed me, it has to be 2 months ago. I'm not being dramatic. 2 months ago. And I've been emailed to do a podcast from people several times. And I don't know why. And when I first met Alex in person, I told her this. I said, I don't know why I answered you, but I did. And we had a call. And from that call, I said, I like her. And we have been meeting and discussing how we wanted the show to go and how we wanted things to go and how we wanted to work in this work relationship. And a random day, I just sent her a voice note and I said, the Spirit said to me that the podcast needs to launch on Thanksgiving because I'm thankful. I'm thankful because I never thought in a million years this would be my life. I'm thankful because I never thought in a million years that I would touch people this way. I'm thankful because I built a community when so long in my life I lacked one. I'm thankful because I have people around me who really hold me down. You don't realize how long I've been waiting for somebody to do it. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. And I need them to know that. And I need them to know it on that day. There was no hesitation. There was no concern. There was no stress. The next word out of her mouth was, I think that sounds great. Let's do it. And from that moment forward, when I tell you that she's been dedicated and I look up to people like that, and I have to give her flowers here too when I say this, I look up to people like that. I look up to women like that because you have to understand faith without works is dead. A lot of you come to me for the word, so I'm going to give you the word right here. Faith without works is dead. And I look up to folks who work faithfully. I look up to people who are just not manifesting, but they're doing the work to make sure that the dream is manifested. I look up to folks who are willing to put in the grind. They're faithful. They believe that it's going to happen to them, but they're not silly. They know what needs to be done here. There has not been a day that has come in this journey that she has said something was impossible. She's made it possible. We have been working on this for only 2 months. The quality, I'm proud of. The response, I'm proud of. There's people who's been around for years and their shit is still janky. Not here. Years and stuff still don't look too right. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of her. I'm thankful for her. And I'm thankful of that new working relationship. And of course, we will continue the work in 2025. But I just had to acknowledge that because y'all see me sit here solo, but this is not a solo job. This is not a solo job. It takes a village to do anything well. Remember that. There's too many of you who try to do things alone, or I'm independent, or I don't need nobody for anything. It takes a village to do things well. You can do it alone. You won't do it right, though. You won't do it right. And lastly, what I want to say, and this is a life lesson that I want y'all to understand, you need to get people around you that have vision. And what I adore about that sister is that she's able to see what my eyes cannot. She has vision. She's moving with intention. She's curating this thing, and she has trust in my gift, and I have trust in hers. I don't step on her toes, and she don't step on mine. You have to get folks around you who have vision, who have the capacity to see what you cannot. My thought process on this thing was limited. All I knew was I was going to run my mouth. I can do that well. Clearly, all I knew here was that I was going to continue to do what y'all loved me for. And she has curated this to really be a show and a production. And be something of quality and something that I'm not only proud to step my name onto, but I'm proud to promote every single week, because that's what you're getting, an episode every single week. Another big thing that, really happened for me in 2024. Whew. It's so crazy to think that this year is almost over. I just can't even think, like, the strides that I have taken on. There's so much that has happened for me. I'm sitting here also with the really exciting news that I'm officially a part of an agency that happened because of you. I've been contacted from many agencies. My mind is working. Can I tell you something funny? I just got to tell you this. And this is why I said you can't just manifest, you have to do the work for the things to also be manifested. You can be faithful, but understand faith without works is dead. You need to work faithfully. You have to move with intention and really be dedicated about the things that it is that you really want to do. Things are going to come into fruition for you, but you need to also put some fruit and labor into it. You need to sow them seeds. Y'all be sitting around and waiting for a miracle. God is going to perform miracles on those who are dedicated. God is going to perform miracles on those who are focused. I'm telling you, those of you who are putting in the work, you will reap what you have sown. Faith without works is dead. Please promise me you are working faithfully. I'll never forget at the beginning of the year, and I will be honest, my platforms have grown fairly fast. And so by maybe March, I was at 100K maybe. And I remember the day that it happened, and I was on my way to work because I'm ordinary like you, and I go to my 9 to 6 the way you do. And I was on my way to work, and I got to my desk, and the first thing that I did when I got to my desk was I contacted this said agency. And I said, I really want to work with y'all. I've hit 100K. And I believe, for me, not knowing anything and not really being in this content space, I believed 100K was the threshold for me to be accepted. I was like, well, 50K ain't nothing, 10K ain't nothing. But it was something about the 100K number that I said, okay, this might be the thing where I'm going to be respected in the space just a little bit, and people are going to hear me out and they're going to give me an opportunity. That just sounded like a right number to me. And so I contacted them. I never heard anything. Never heard a peep. And then one day I was walking down the street, and I'm telling you, when you walk in alignment with purpose, you are bound to have visibility, and folks see you even when you don't realize that they see you. I was walking down the street and standing on the sidewalk in front of a hotel in New York City, right by my job's office, was the CEO and the founder of the said agency that I emailed, standing on the street days after I had sent her an email. Told you she didn't reply to me. I saw her. I chuckled to myself because I thought it was so funny that I saw her, but I thought nothing of it. And I walked right past her. And as I walked past her, I thought to myself, Justin, should you have said hi? Should you have maybe greeted yourself? And I don't know. I just felt like nothing would have come out of that besides, thank you. I really appreciate it. I feel like that's all she would have really said to me, right? So I kept it pushing. A few months go by. I get invited to a Netflix party. So I go to said Netflix party. I look delicious, of course. I looked good. And I'm standing there, and I'm standing on the sidelines. I went to the party alone, and I couldn't believe that I was there, and I was soaking up the space. There were so many influencers and so many well-known people, and I just couldn't believe I was there, that my life had landed me there. And I'm just standing there, and I'm sipping. I'm drinking a gin and tonic. That is my go-to drink, if you know. If you know me, you know. I love a gin and tonic. Make sure you have my lime in there as well. And I'm standing there, and I'm drinking the drink, and this woman comes up to me, and I look up from my cup, and I look at her, and she says, oh my God, I love you. I love your content. And I looked at her face, and I said, oh my God, I love you. It was the owner of the agency. She's like, oh my God, I love you. I was like, and she was like, you know who I am? I said, yes, I know you. I know the agency. And she says, oh my God, well, keep doing what you're doing. We see you. We're watching you. When you walk in alignment with purpose, you are bound to be seen, even when you don't realize that people are seeing you. Let's fast forward again. A few weeks ago. By a few weeks ago, I mean maybe 3 weeks ago, I received an email, and it was from her. And she said, I would love to have a meeting with you. We had a meeting. 2 days later, I was signed to the agency. What is meant for you is meant for you, and it is written in stone. And you just have not yet landed to a place in your life where you can turn the rock over. I'm grateful to be at a place in my life where everything that has been meant for me and written in stone, I have access to the rock. And when I flipped it over, it said, divine timing. Divine timing. I wasn't ready in April. If Alex had contacted me to do this podcast in January, I wasn't ready then. If I had started screaming on this phone 2 years ago and I would have had this type of attention, I would have failed. I wasn't ready then. Everything that has been meant for me is meant for me, was written in stone. I'm flipping the rocks over, and it's happening for me in divine timing. I don't want you to worry about your future days. God got you. Just work faithfully. I don't want you to be concerned about the opportunities that will come next. I'm telling you, it's going to happen for you in divine timing. I don't want you to stress out about these things. I want you to live your life. I want you to stay safe. I want you to be focused. I want you to be dedicated. And I want you to understand that everything that is meant for you is already written in stone, baby. Keep doing the work. You're going to find that rock. And flip it over. Flip it over. I can't believe my life. And there's a lot of people sitting around talking, and they're saying to me, well, Justin, what do you think about the TikTok ban? What do you think about what's going on with that? What's your mindset on that situation? I'm not concerned. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to keep pushing as I've always pushed. I already told you everything that I do, I move with intention. I didn't get on that app for attention. I got on that app because I felt there was something that needed to be said, and I decided to be the person who said it. I didn't go over there to be known by you, but that was a result of the work. Do y'all get what I'm laying down? I didn't go over there for likes and clicks and commentary. I went over there because I saw dysfunction happening in my community. And I said, we need a breakthrough. And I said, you know what, Justin, you might be the thing that can help get us to the breakthrough. I don't know if you really will. I don't know if anything you said will land. I don't know if anybody's really going to like you. But there was something on my heart that needed to be said, and I had to relinquish it. And as a result, we've also landed here. Everything that is meant for me was already written in stone. So I'm not worried about it. Because whatever else is left for me is already written in stone, and I'm going to continue to do the work, and I'm going to discover that rock. I'm going to continue to do this no matter what. Y'all going to continue to see my face no matter what. Y'all have to understand that I'm amongst the favored, and I am one of the chosen. I am one of the chosen. That's why I'm not worried about it. God got me. I'm never going to know a life of failure. Winning has been my destiny. And even if it means that in the cards for me, you may never see my face again, because I guess it's not impossible. There's many of you who will not transition onto the other apps and the other platforms for me, and you may never see me again if the app goes away. I still will never know a life of failure. Winning is all that I'm ever going to be meant to do. And I know that for me because I have a different relationship with what winning means. I woke up today, I've already won. Millions of people did not. I'm doing my passion. Many of people will never know what that's like. I've been able to say that I have touched the lives of millions. Most can never say that sentence. I can say that I have a life full of love. I have a life full of people who appreciate me, who honor me, who's there for me, who got my back, who see me, who value me for real. Right before we were filming the podcast, my little brought some flowers over here for me. I'm winning. A lot of you think that winning for you is going to be attention, and that's why you'll never win. A lot of you think that winning for you is money, and that's why you'll never have it. You have to navigate through the world with greater intention. We all need money as a necessity, but what do we need the money for? Some of y'all want the money to stun on people and to live in a 6-bedroom house that you don't really need. There's some of you who want the attention because you want to be seen by folks and be famous. You just want to be known. All these things have come into my life because what my intention was to change the world for better. I could easily do the cliche thing. Y'all could have easily seen me jump on the bandwagon of the trends. No. Do you know how uncommon and how unregular it is for me as a 24-year-old to be walking down the New York City sidewalk screaming about God randomly? People looking at me crazy. People in the comments talking about, you a real old soul. Do you know how? But I understand that's my purpose here. I have to walk in it. How unregular it is that I'm sitting around screaming about, my defense for women, me really standing actively in my feminism, me really being against the patriarchy, me really being against the homophobia and the transphobia, especially as a Black man in the world. Do you realize how uncommon that could be, especially to do it publicly? There's a lot of times we have kitchen table talk about these discussions, but I go on the grand stage and I do it and I be ready for whatever comes my way. That's my purpose here. My intention is for us to have a breakthrough. I'll never forget one of my favorite videos that I ever did. I said in that video, in order for us to have a breakthrough, there needs to be a little bit of discourse. There's going to be some folks that won't like you anymore. There's going to be some folks who don't want to be around you anymore. There's going to be some people who are going to attack you, have nasty things to say about you, to stop you from going down on the track that you're going down. But in order for you to have a breakthrough, there needs to be a little discourse. There was discourse on that walk on Selma, but a breakthrough came. There was discourse when we had the movement for feminism, but a breakthrough came. There was discourse during the Civil War, but a breakthrough came. There was discourse during civil rights, but a breakthrough came. In order for us to have a breakthrough, there needs to be discourse. So when I walk down that street and I get the hatred, I get the comments, I get the nasty looks, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the discourse. I'm okay with the disagreements. I'm okay with the people having something nasty to say about me because I'm one step closer to the breakthrough. And that's my intention here. It was never fame. It was never money. The greed will be your demise. I'm winning every single day. So I know that losing could never be my life. I hope the app doesn't go. I hope not. I enjoy it. I mean, many of you, millions of you enjoy it. So I hope that that's not the case. But if that is the case, we had a good run. We had a good run. We did some good things. I touched some people. If you don't believe me, look at the numbers. Boop. Let me get my drink because that was something to sip on. If you don't believe me, look at the numbers. Boop. That's all I can ever have gratitude for. That's all. I have gotten emails. I don't want to cry again today. We did it the first episode. I can't. I'm a thug. I don't do that. I'm a G. I have gotten people who have said to me, I have left abusive relationships because of your words. I've had people who have said I raised my son differently because of your words. People who are saying I got back in a relationship with God because of your words. People who are saying I feel more comfortable in who I am and my sexuality and how I navigate through the world because I saw you. People who love themselves deeper, who are in deeper connection with them, who are in deeper relationship with them because they saw me. Baby, if I never do anything else, please know my work here is done. Maya Angelou said it best. Legacy is the lives that you touch. I've touched lives. I'm winning. I'm winning. One of my proudest moments is, and this wasn't even that long ago, but I'm proud of it because I know that some women had a breakthrough with me when I said this. When I did that video about Diddy, that was one big story that happened in 2024. And I don't need to go into deep detail. Y'all already know about that situation. And I said, I said, baby girl, it doesn't need to happen to you in order for you to know that it's true. It doesn't need to happen to you in order for you to know that it's true. And it's every woman in the world who knew exactly what it was that I was talking about. We heard rumors about him. He doesn't need to hit you for you to know that it's true. We heard rumors about him. You don't need to get in a room with him alone in order for you to know that it's true. We heard rumors about him. I don't need you to give him your phone number, go on a date with him to find out whether what you heard was true. And we've gotten in a situation where we start to feel like women are in competition with one another and y'all can't trust one another. I want you to understand when she's warning you is not in jealousy. She's trying to be her sister's keeper. I had already told y'all this before. It doesn't need to happen to you in order for you to know that it's true. And another big story that happened this year was the same thing with Cat Williams. And to me, Cat Williams was really reiterating what I was saying in that. We hear the rumors, we hear the gossip, we know that there's dirt in the water. We know the shady stuff that's going on in the background. I don't need to bear witness to it to know that it's true. I've heard it enough. Everybody can't be telling no lie. Everything cannot be dishonest. Every little bit of gossip comes from a little bit of truth. We grown, we know that. We know that. And what I really loved about that Cat Williams interview, and I'm going to segue back to my conversation with Diddy in 1 second, but what I really loved about that Cat Williams interview is when I was watching him, there was a part of me that saw me, because it takes a very brave person to call out things that can put you in danger. It takes a very brave person to speak up against things that put you at risk. I'm in one of the biggest cities in the world. So when I sit around and I call out men, when I sit around and I say certain things and I presented the way that I am presented with danger when I walk down the road. I am presented with danger when I walk down the road, but I do it because I know that what I'm doing is much greater than me. Y'all don't consider these things. I was shaking in my boots. I remember I was by the house. I was almost home, but I said, I can't go upstairs yet. I have to talk about this. There was a set of twins who were attacked in a store in Brooklyn. One of them died. I knew someone that was at that party. I knew someone who saw a little bit of what was going down. Not the full crime. Hold on now. Don't send people my way to interview me. I don't know. But they saw the commotion. They saw the running back and forth. They saw those things. I live in New York City. When I sat and talked about that, I was very nervous because I said, well, one of these young kids could easily find me. They could have easily got on me next. But I needed people to understand that we need to protect our girls. I needed people to understand that you need to raise your sons to accept rejection. I needed people to understand that you have to be careful about how somebody reacts to their inadequacy. That is the biggest danger that goes on with us in the world. We ignore people and we don't realize how they react to inadequacy. It is an inadequate man that cannot accept rejection from a woman. And it is an inadequate man that then chooses to react to that through violence. So much violence that he killed baby girl. She did not get to live her life. Diddy is an example of an inadequate man. But thank God for adequate men like Cat Williams, who speaks truth to power. Thank God for adequate men like Cat Williams, who understands the problems that go on in the world and are willing to call it flat out as they are. I have these discussions with you because it's much greater than us. Baby girl does not live today because we have failed our children. We are raising young boys and men to believe that you need to get your way. And if you don't get it, you go after it. And some of you hear that as a positive. It is a positive in particular contexts. And you need to teach them differences in that. When they say no to you at the job interview, I want you to go after that job harder. Yes. When they say that dream cannot happen for you, I want you to go harder. Yes. But when she says, no, you're not my type of man, I want you to accept that rejection. And the go harder is not yelling at her, it's not attacking her, it's not insulting her, and it's not killing her. I'm not here for fame, attention, and money. I'm here for a breakthrough. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? Do you get what I mean now? Do you get what I mean now? That's what I do this for. That's what I talk about these things for. That's why I'm so dedicated to this. And that's why I have been so blessed the way I have been blessed. I'm navigating in real intention here. And while we're on this topic, because I'm going to move on in a second from this. While I'm on this topic with this whole, Diddy thing and the Cat Williams conversation and, just kind of what that was for the year. And this idea of an inadequate man, which I've discussed time and time again when talking with y'all. I also want to explain this really simple thing to you. I want you to be very aware of the people that you accept in your life in this new season of your life. I want you to be very aware of who it is that you are allowing to have access to you. Because what is going to happen for you is there are going to be new people who come into your orbit. There's going to be new people who's going to be placed in your life divinely for a reason. I told y'all this already. You are going to meet people in 2025 who have been placed in your life divinely in your world. And I want you to be very careful about what they're there for. Do you hear me? In 2025, you are going to have many new relationships and there are going to be new people who come into your life. They are divinely there for a purpose. I want you to be aware of what they are there for. The problem is I get new people in your life and you assume that they're there for a good reason. Not always. You get new people in your life and you believe that everything that they bring there is positive. Not always. There are some of you who are going to meet your greatest lesson. There are some of you who are going to meet people that is going to change your world and they're going to change your world for the better. But in the moment, they're going to do the worst thing to you possible. But there is lessons in that test. There is lessons in that journey. That is the blessing of it. I want you to be very aware of the new people that are coming into your world and be fully aware of what they are there for. And I also say that because as we prep for 2025, I'm prepping for the new person that's also going to be in all of our worlds. He's been in our world before. Oh, God. And I thought when y'all let his ass go in 2020 that he wouldn't be in our world again. But kudos to you. This is what you wanted. Congratulations. The same way you dumb thought he was going to lower. You see, I don't know why y'all be so fooled by stuff. You were dumb enough to think he was going to lower grocery prices. He just told you, haha, I lied to you. Y'all got to get focused. I thought he was out of my world after 2020. Guess not. So I have to prep myself now for January. I thought I was only going to be prepping for a TikTok ban, but now I got to prep for this too. Oh, God, January going to be so tough. It's going to be tough for y'all. I'm going to stay blessed. But January going to be tough for a lot of you. When I heard the news that he won, though, I was very emotional. I have to be honest with you. I wasn't emotional in 2016 because we hadn't experienced him before. So I didn't really know what the world was going to be. I really thought that his presidency was going to be something that was uneventful. I didn't think that it was going to be I really thought he was going to be probably the laziest president we ever had. I thought he was going to sit there, collect his check, and really do nothing. I really, really did. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that was the experience we were going to have. You couldn't, please, if you had told me, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. And I'm really frightened, and I'm scared. I'm going to be quite frank with you about where our world is going to go in the next 4 years. And what is it that we have that's at risk because of what you all have done? And I say you all because I'm obviously not talking to the people who voted for the opposition, the opposing side, the other side. I'm talking to those who voted for this. You're going to learn a lesson in what it is that you have done. And you're accepting people into your world, and you think that they're coming in for the good, and you're already learning that they're not. You thought they were coming into your world and going to lower your grocery prices. You've already heard that's a lie. You thought they were coming into your world and they were going to get rid of illegal immigrants, and you failed to realize that that also applied to you. And you thought because you voted red and because you live in Miami that maybe you wouldn't be one of the selected. We've already heard that that's not true here. You sit around and you voted for this because you wanted to eradicate a trans community. And what you have failed to realize is now you are impacting every other community in the decision that you have made. You sat around talking about how there's dishonesty in elections, and now there's proposing conversation about us having voter IDs. Do you realize how many of us won't ever be accepted for that merely because of what this looks like? You don't realize what you've done here. You have a party who has proposed this idea of giving police officers immunity for crime. Do you realize what you've done here? I was dating somebody. I was on the phone with them, and they said, "How do you feel about the election?" I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm really sad about it." And they knew I was really sad. I made content about it. I said I was worried. I know y'all know already. I was emotional about it. They had the nerve to say that, and they listen to me on the phone and they have conversations about it. And something said to me to ask. I said, "Did you vote?" No. On that phone call, I said, "Okay, I'm going to call you right back." They never heard from me again because I was a spit in my face. To speak to me as a black man in America who now holds risk of a party that will give police officers immunity. God forbid one police officer one day chooses to kneel on my neck. He'll go back home to his family. I won't go back home to my mama. God forbid one of you get pulled over in your car and you live to have the same story as many other black people have had. That officer may go scot-free while you never live to see another day. So when you sit on my phone and you say, "No, I didn't," it is the biggest insult to me because you didn't try for me. You didn't try for every other person in this country. You didn't try for your potential children. You didn't try for this next generation. You didn't try. And what makes me feel so sad about y'all is y'all don't understand the game. And this is the thing that disappoints me as black people and as people of color, is that you understand the tactics that get played here, and you understand the little games that happen, and you understand how things can be covered up in a certain way but mean something else. These conversations that we're having about trans people and these conversations that we're having about the LGBTQIA plus community, this is foreshadowing of a much greater conversation. Do you realize that those conversations really are conversations about the attack on the marginalized? That includes you. Do you get what I'm putting down? You might not be gay, you might not be trans, you might not identify with the umbrella, but you are a part of the marginalized. So what they're going to do is they're going to knock that down first, and they're going to land right next with you. So it starts with immigration. It starts with taking your rights away as a woman. And it's going to go down and down and down and down until you experience the type of greatness that was great for them but never great for you. I don't know what you plan to do here. I don't know what it is that you decided to welcome into your universe. I don't know what it is that you thought you were voting for, but it's going to bite you in the ass. So I worry for us. I worry for the elderly who depend on that Social Security. I worry. I worry for the gay couple who wanted to adopt a child. I worry. I worry for the trans folk who need their medication. I worry. I worry for baby girl who got attacked, who got assaulted, who simply decided she didn't want to be a mother anymore. I worry. I worry for the children who have to live in a society that will not have a board of education. I worry about what it is they're even going to learn. I worry. Enough of them can't read. Enough of them can't write a complete sentence. Enough of them don't know math. I worry. What did you vote here? I don't know. What was your goal here? I don't know. Because a country that lacks proper education is a country that can never be great. And for us to be as wealthy as we claim to be, we are one of the most uneducated groups in the world. It will be times 10 now. I worry. And it breaks my heart that your xenophobia, your homophobia, your transphobia, your classism, your privilege blinded you from realizing that the attacks that you are trying to make on the other side, the attacks that you're trying to make towards the marginalized, the attacks that you're trying to make on the lower class in the world will affect you. But you are blinded by the propaganda. And you said, I'm gonna vote him in because he's gonna take away all these trans conversations. He's also gonna take away your ability to even buy some damn eggs. He's going to take away your energy source. Did you not just hear Canada say they're going to cut off our energy supply? If this tariff stuff keep going on, if they try to do that? Did you hear that? You see, that's the thing also about why I'm a little iffy on the TikTok ban stuff, because I'm hoping that I'm like, you know what, maybe if an app goes away, y'all will get more dedicated on what really matters. I'm happy that y'all watch me. I'm happy that you learn from me. But I have a lesson to teach because I also go to better teachers than I. I'm watching that news. I'm listening to the information. I'm aware. So I know what to be worried about. I hope that you do too. But no. Y'all were very worried, though, about a Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Y'all were very worried about that, but you weren't worried about registering to vote. That's a problem for me. I worry. Because in this new year, there's a lot of lessons that will have to be learned. And it is going to be at the detriment of some of you. And I don't think that you realize the peril that we are in. I don't think you realize it. I think that y'all are so hooked on this entertainment factor that you don't realize the little things that you don't realize the major decisions that you make. Not voting was a major decision. Voting for him because you rather him than a woman is a major decision. Oh God. The other day I was journaling, I was reflecting, and I said, it's so interesting to me that we live in a world where so many men do not respect women the way that they do. And I said, it's remarkable to me how many of us as men have often had this way about us where we will question the contributions of a woman, question her capabilities, question what she can do, question what she brings to the table. We do that often, and it's remarkable to me because they are the force that moves the world. They are the force that moves the world. It is women that bring us on earth. It's women that raise us. We see, I don't care who you are, when you are going through something in the world, it is a woman is oftentimes your first call. When your back is up against the wall, the first call often is your mama. The first call often is the matriarch. How dare you question what she can do when she has done it all? The amount of you who did not vote for Kamala simply because you didn't like the idea of a woman reigning over the country, you will face repercussion. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. And I feel sorry. And I feel concerned. And to my ladies who listen, as I tell you to protect yourself and the people that you're going to welcome into your world and the type of people you're going to welcome into your world, because some of you are going to also welcome in a man who does not really like you or respect you as a woman. That's what you're going to do. That's just how the statistics work. That's just how it works. In 2024, one thing that I was really disturbed by is I was disturbed by, there were two podcasts that I was really disturbed by. I'm going to be honest. We're going to call them out because I don't like their ass. I don't like Club Shay, and I don't like Cam Newton. I think that there are wonderful examples that with age does not always come wisdom. I think they are wonderful examples of being willfully ignorant. I think that they are wonderful examples of how we have failed men and how sometimes you have failed them so much that they don't even age out of it. And I think they're wonderful examples of how a man can be smart enough to manipulate you to be who it is that you are not. And he will make you feel trapped in the manipulation. He will make you feel trapped in the lies. He will make you feel trapped in the money, and he will infiltrate your life, and you will struggle to find your way out. He will take up your time. He will take up your energy. He will drain you and deplete you to the point that you have no fight left to even exit. Them the type of men they are. And y'all get so distracted in the gaze of, like I said, the money, the fame, the career, that y'all consume all of this, and it is the highest level of toxicity to me. And they don't pose any growth in the community, and they don't pose any growth of good, any indication of good to me. And I bring them up because one big story that we really had in the year was the Risa Tisa thing. Can y'all believe that was this year? That feels like 5 years ago. That Risa Tisa thing does not feel like a recent conversation, but it was. And I bring those two men up because they are the rich example of what Risa Tisa's man was. A liar, deceitful, unhonest, manipulative. A wolf in sheep's clothing. You think you laying around with somebody that you really know, but you really in bed with a stranger. That is the same type of man that we meet on the day-to-day basis, that will lie, that will be dishonest about his career, dishonest about his education, dishonest about what he has done, dishonest about what he wants to do with you, and you will fall for the lies and the performance. Be careful about what you welcome into your life. And pay attention to them red flags. I'm starting to get convinced that the reason why a lot of you ignore them red flags is because you have been raised to believe that bad things can be tolerated and endured. And so you sit in that relationship and you are tolerating the lies. You're enduring the abuse. You're tolerating the dishonesty. You're tolerating the cheating. You're enduring him disgracing you. You're enduring him embarrassing you. I don't know who taught you that love operates that way, but they taught you a farkus. Oh, God. Can y'all tell I'm worried about the new year? Can you tell I'm worried? I didn't want this episode to be this somber. It turned that way. I didn't want it to be that. I wanted it to be really joyful. And you know what? If you take anything away from this, then that means you've learned a lesson. And if you learned a lesson, then I hope that the lesson is a lesson that saves your life. And through that, then this is positive. to protect your energy, protect what you welcome around you, and be fully aware of the decision that you are making and how it impacts everyone around you. But in positive news, I also want to say this to you. "2025 we're entering it very uncertain." You know what I mean? January comes and we're uncertain if TikTok is leaving us, January comes and we're uncertain about how we're navigating this political climate. January comes, we're uncertain about how we're navigating finances because we're really unsure. Government plays a really big role in how we deal with money. We're navigating a lot of uncertainty. What I want you to know, though, about 2025, get your notebook. What I want you to know about 2025 is this. The theme of 2025. You got your notebook? I gotta wait for y'all. Let me tell you something. This came on my heart the other day. The theme of 2025 is don't be jealous of my favor. I know it's not fair. I made a video talking about this topic and I realized, I said, you know what? That has been the energy all 2024 for me. And God has already confirmed he's going to do some things for me. I already told y'all that everything that is meant for me has already been written in stone and I'm walking down my path. I'm doing the work faithfully and I'm reaping what I have sown. And as I'm walking down my path, I'm seeing the rocks everywhere. I'm flipping them over and things are happening for me in divine timing. The theme for 2025 is don't be jealous of my favor. I know it's not fair. I know many people don't make money like that, but as for me, I know many people don't have jobs like that. They don't get careers like that. They don't get in schools like that. They don't live in homes like that. They don't drive cars like that. But as for me, I am the exception to the rule. And if you know anything about statistics, then you know I'm an outlier. Don't be jealous of my favor. I know it's not fair, but I will never know a life of losing. Winning is all that I can do. It's destined for me. I'm amongst the favored. I'm amongst the included. I will never be forgotten. You can check the list of who's being accepted in that party, who's being accepted in that tax bracket, who's being accepted in that school, who's being accepted in that neighborhood. Baby, I'm on the list. I might be on the last page, but I'm the amongst the included. All day, every day, 2025. The theme is don't be jealous of my favor. I know it's not fair, but it's my life. It's my life. So as we navigate this uncertainty, as we're unclear about what's going to happen for us, I want you to believe in your heart that even though things might go down, you are the exception to the rule. Things are meant for you and they're coming into fruition now. You've been laying down the foundation. Your house is being built up now. You've been walking in your purpose. You're about to be seen now. You've been saving your money, your credit score about to be clean now. You've been stacking that money up for that new car. You about to drive it now. Don't be jealous of my favor. I know it's not fair, but I'm favored like that. I believe in my heart that it's 2025 all day, every day, despite what we don't know to be clear. One thing that is clear for sure, God got me. So though I worry, I got faith. The size of a mustard seed. Come on. Y'all know your word. The size of a mustard seed. I got my faith. And I have faith that y'all will be back with me come 2025. Because I will be back better than ever. And please just know, y'all have done so much for me. Y'all have changed my life for the good. My life will never be the same because you've been in it. And so I thank you for everything that you have done for me. I thank you for the support. I thank you for the confidence. I thank you for the guidance. I thank you for all the love. We landed here because you love me. And I can't wait to see you in the new year. I can't wait to see where we're going to be navigating in the new year. I can't wait to hear about all the ways that you have been favored. I can't wait to hear all the ways that you know that you are amongst the included. I can't wait to get the testimonials about the ways in which your dreams have come true. I can't wait to hear the stories about how much you have really reaped what you have sown. I can't wait to hear about you getting the love that you've always deserved, the job that you've always wanted, the money that you always were worth. I can't wait to hear the stories, because I believe that you're going to have to tell a lot of people in your life, don't be jealous of my favor. I know it's not fair. Until we meet again, remember what I always tell you. I don't want you to fret about what I say, but I do want you to think about it. And please think about me until you see me come 2025. I love y'all. Happy New Year and stay safe, y'all.